SMT Nation, we back. This is going to be a really in-depth video on some things that we're observing from T-Mobile. The news just broke that things were completely changing with Metro. All right, so Metro by T-Mobile corporate stores are no more. They completely restructuring the entire operation for retail at the company. So the T-Mobile business, post T-Mobile and Sprint merger, the plan moving forward is going to be completely different. All right, I just came across this article, and this was actually released by T-Mobile. So this is tmobile.com. You guys can get the link in the description. I want to talk about some of the things in it and then discuss what T-Mobile has said and what they have done over the last handful of years. Okay, so titled, We're Reshaping Retail in a Digital First World. Back in 2017, there was a comment from back then COO Mike Sievert and today's CEO, where he was quoted as saying, "Long live the store," where he explained how the transition towards digital and online and modern shopping, right, was still not there, right? The move towards it obviously was starting to have, a little bit of traction, but the store was still a crucial part of retail and the business. And today, based on the news we just got, right, coming out of Metro and probably what's going to happen across the entire company, they have completely accelerated this move. They've gone from, mostly physical stores and opening physical stores and telling their, corporate locations and third-party and authorized dealer locations, open stores, sign leases. They've completely backtracked. They're going in a different direction now, right? A completely, modified version of the company's direction. And in this article, John Fryer, who is the president of the consumer group, who leads that side of the business, basically says the brick and mortar store, the physical store, is dead. They're still going to have like their signature stores. They're still going to have their customer experience stores where they highlight products and services. And, as long as that consumer demand is there, they want to display and show and prove. And so that still exists, but it is clearly going to be different. And he's given us the lip service here. One size fits all doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. And we got to be multi-channel and we got to be nimble and customizable and all of those things. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, how much can change in 5 years, right? I do want to give a little bit of credence to the concept that, if you got signature stores, experience stores, neighborhood stores, and all these things serve a purpose, doesn't that indicate that you still need a proper retail footprint, which means you still need people, right? And they talk about like hometown heroes. And then within this article itself, it even talks about how people are the best thing in our company and all that. But these types of moves completely, it kind of is hypocritical, right? It's kind of counters that, right? So it's a very different tone. This is a very different company. We're not really sure what this is going to look like when it's all said and done. But I will tell you guys this. I've been listening to some podcasts and conversations for a long time. And especially when I listen to people like Roger Entner of Recon Analytics. And I listen to guys like, the fellas over there on Lightshed. And they talk about things like how these companies and how these retailers, these mobile network operators need to cut costs and raise prices in order to remain functional and profitable and have margins. I can't get past the fact that, T-Mobile saying, we're not raising prices and all that's respectable. We got price lock and we know what the truth is. The truth is they can't raise plans for at least 3 years. And I've said time and time again that I felt based on the way T-Mobile is moving, it seemed like they were going to be able to weather the storm. They even came out and said, we've locked in a lot of our deals and a lot of our costs are fixed. But I actually think that they're not going to be able to lock in prices. I feel confident saying that eventually they will have to, because all these things that they're doing are survival methods, right? Their margins are not great. They have the lowest ARPU in the industry. They'll tell us things like, we care and love the customer and all those things. And I get it. Everybody's enjoying their free lines. You got people using the T-Mobile home internet for free. You got people using the mobile network for free for 3 months and all this other stuff. I get it. All those things are good for consumers. But these companies have to operate at a profit. Otherwise, things like this start to happen because there's nowhere else to turn. There's no other levers to pull. So you have to think, at what point does T-Mobile as a company look at these restructures, reevaluate what it costs for them to operate, how much they need to sell their lines for, how long can they undercut their competition, who have owners' economics on their side. Why is Verizon's ARPU so much better than T-Mobile? Why is AT&T's ARPU so much better? It's the owner's economics. Nobody leases as much of their network as T-Mobile does. Verizon and AT&T are more owners of their networks, and that's where the cost differential is. So at 3 years, what is the T-Mobile retail footprint going to become post-merger? 3 years. What are the plans going to be structured at? What's the pricing going to look at? At what point is the growth, the cost to grow, outweighing proper company functionality? And at some point, the investors of T-Mobile are going to ask these questions. We're not really getting the right questions asked to them at the earnings conferences and the earnings reports. We should be getting a different type of question. And I think at some point, something's got to give. I think all these things are important factors. And this is not to defame T-Mobile in any way. I think all these are good questions. They need to be answered and they need to be asked. And stuff like this, when I look at this article, this is just lip service. We don't get any descriptions or explanations. We are going to need that in this upcoming earnings call from T-Mobile here in a couple of weeks. I think they're expected at the end of January to discuss Q4 earnings. I'm sure it's going to be confetti. I'm sure it's going to be celebrations. Everybody's going to have a pizza party and cupcakes with magenta icing on them, and lots of, layer cakes and pink Converses and all that. And it's going to be fun and great and fantastic, hooray. But these things still have to be answered, and we're going to need disclosures and we're going to need descriptions as to what direction are, these companies going, because people are sinking their money into this company from the investment side, and consumers deserve answers, and so do these employees. And they can't just dip and dodge this forever, because that's pretty much what they've been doing. Every few weeks we get this scumbag sandwich move from the CEO where he talks about, yeah, we're doing this and that and it's great. And look, we just, last week they announced the raises for people, bonuses and stock compensation. And then they do this. See what I'm saying? How long are we going to play that game? How long is T-Mobile going to be the cut and the Band-Aid? See what I'm saying? We need answers. You want answers. I want answers. What do you guys think of all this? What do you think about... And go ahead and read this article and then come back to this video and put some commentary to it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on this. You all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, and subscribe for more, and turn on that bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links are in the description for all things going on with the channel. Big shout out to my YouTube members and my patrons for supporting the content that's created on this channel. Y'all the goats. Thank you for all that you do. Thanks to everybody for watching. We shall see you all in the next one. Peace.